Today I'm going to record a couple short things on, we're going to be taking this garage door out and I want a solid wall on the inside. We had an antique car in here for a long time and it wouldn't get open and closed a lot. It's just a difficult thing to get in the corner of the garage anyways. But we'll be taking this out. I'm going to make it look like a fake barn door just so I can just leave the original trim that's there. I just wanted to do a quick recording on, I think it'll be kind of cool when it's all done. It's going to give us an area to put our small engine stuff. This isn't heated all the time. I think it will be later on, but it's insulated so you don't get that sweating and condensation. So once stuff's in there, I just want to get more organized too. I've just got my stuff spread out. In the summertime when we're busy, it becomes a throw all, I guess you might say. In my 20s, I did a lot of restoration work on stuff. This is the only thing I got left. This 79 Ford. I'm going to try to get this finished up this winter to drive, but most of the time I buy and sell cars, whatever. I run into them doing my landscape work. I did most of my mechanical work in this front shop, the body work in the back shop. So we have this shop. Most of the time there was an antique car in here. That's why that door only got opened and closed a few times a year. It's not actually in a good part of my driveway to turn in without going all over the lawn. But we'll be taking this out, and this is going to end up being the storage area for my small engines equipment. It's thousands of dollars worth of equipment that's out in the building now that gets stripped on when it rains or like when the snow melts off. So we're just going to get a little more organized. I thought it might be a cool video. Slowly, we've got a couple coats of clear on this tongue and groove. So it's not going to match because this is yellowed. But like I said, we'll get this done, and I think it'll be kind of a cool video, so I'll tape it as we go. All right, back on this. We got the door ripped out, all the hardware off. Built this with pretty much scraps that I had. I got a shed that I throw all the stuff in. Flashed the bottom. We Hilti gunned the 2x in the bottom. I had a 2x4, so that's what I used. A couple 2x4 pressure treated here because that's what I used. You know, that's what I had, I should say. I had a few 2x. All that stuff's fairly old and pretty crappy. This stuff here has been sitting in one of my other sheds for a while, but it's discolored, so good. So we're gonna fake out a barn door there, and I think it'll look pretty cool when we're done. I'm just gonna show the progress. We got the door, I should say the fake door put in. I think that looks better than trying to, you know, blend the vinyl siding back into the old vinyl siding. This is 12, 13 years old, so it's faded. But just a little bit of rotted wood on the trim. I'm going to fix in the spring, but right now I'm just trying to get this weather tight. And on the inside will be a straight wall now, but I just wanted to show where we're at on it. Making a little progress in here. I'd like to get this wrapped up today. I was going to build a bench along this wall, but I think now I'm going to actually, I found a deal on some roll around, good size roll around toolboxes. They discounted after Christmas, so I might do that and just put a bench that I can move here in the middle. I kind of want the wall space anyways because I'm going to try to hang my power brooms, and there's a lot of chainsaw stuff I want to get in here. I think it'll be pretty cool when we're done. Going to give me an area to be able, I'm just trying to get more organized over the winter so when springtime comes we're not coming back and just dumping tools all the time. It's got a place to be. I'll go put it right back on the shelf. That's what I'm hoping. Wall's done and insulated. Now I got to figure out, I want to put a shelf up high to store some of these rally wheels and whatnot that I have for the old trucks. I really ain't into that much, but I think I'll get into it as I get older again. But I got a lot of, if you look over on the other side, I got a lot of rally wheels and I'm not gonna get rid of them. My daughter came up with the idea. I built this to restore a truck that I had off the 79 Ford I'm doing. I built that just to hold so I could pull it in and out of the garage when I had to. But something, like you said, you're going to use it again, it may be a while. So I built that out of scraps, but with the cost of lumber right now, I think that's going to be my new workbench in the shop. So we just had to get this off of it. I'm going to try to set this down ever so gently, but I want to keep it close to the shop because I got a couple loose ends. I'm doing this in the garage this week, and then next week, the next couple weeks, I'm hoping to get back on this truck to get it done. Home Depot this morning and picked up, I think it was like $243 for 2x6s, 2x4s, 3 sheets of 5/8 plywood, one finished on top. I'm going to put a triple thick piece of plywood on top, screw and glue it together with liquid nail. Then I'm probably gonna put a coat of urethane on it. But I basically want to put this together because this is where all my small engine stuff's going to be. I want to put a nice vise on here. This is where I'll sharpen my saws. But you'll see as it goes. I just wanted to get another picture of it right now. I want to end up with a full 4x8 sheet of plywood on top. I'm going to take these 2x and knock them down flat so that can be a bench. Underneath here, I'm gonna try to fit both my power brooms, steel power brooms. Gonna end up being heated. My other shop is heated. The small shop I work on the trucks and stuff. This garage originally, it's connected to my house. It does have a lift in it and stuff, but this is where we kind of just stored cars. We had a Mustang in here for a long time. We decided to get rid of. So this was basically just storage for vehicles, but now I just want to try to get more organized. And we've had this winter has been pretty mild here in New Hampshire, so we've been able to work on stuff like this. I ended up getting the toolboxes at Home Depot the other day. It was after the Christmas rush. 2 of them had dings in them, so they marked them down. They were marked down like a couple $100, and the guy said, well, if you buy 3 of them, I'll knock another $200 off. So I ended up getting a real good deal. I ended up buying those for probably less than I could build benches. So I think that's pretty cool. The Napa cabinets I had years ago. I ran a garage. My original business before I got into the landscape, and I've run a couple garages. I've managed them. I actually ran my own garage for a couple of years. Decided it wasn't for me, but that's the reason I have a lot of this Napa stuff too. So. What I'm going to do is take a couple of these I took out, cut them so they set down in. I think I'm just going to run some 2x6s across the bottom so there's like a table to put stuff on. Like I said, my main thing is I want to be able to store the power brooms under here. Try to build anything I build heavy with 4x4s or decks. I try to do with these screws. Get them at Home Depot, Lowe's. Most screws would have never came out. This thing is something I built probably at least 2 years ago. You'll see in all my videos with lumber, I don't throw much away anymore. It's just things have gotten so crazy. I went this morning and bought 2x4s, KD, 2x6 KDs, 3 pieces of plywood, $250 something. 3 years ago, that probably would have been about $150. Everybody's like, oh, the price came down. It came down from the craziness that it was a year ago. You'll see me save about every piece of lumber if it's 3 or 4 feet long. Besides, I'm gonna cut probably 2.5, 3 inches off these legs. I want something that's gonna be at a good height once I put a chainsaw on a vise to sharpen the chains and stuff like that. I try to repair everything I have by myself. I have a son-in-law that's a mechanic that he does a lot of stuff for me. If I have dirt work to do, that's what I'll do, and I'll have him do the mechanical. But like this time of year, if I weren't doing this, something broke, I'd probably fix it myself. What I've decided to do on the bottom for a shelf for the equipment I'm putting down there is I went up on the hill. I have a bunch of rough cut oak. Them are 1.5 inch thick boards. Just gonna work out good for that. I have a bunch of oak that I did up on the sawmill. My daughter said I gotta start taping stuff. I just went to start this heater and it wouldn't start, but she said you should start taping all this stuff, like fixing this type of stuff and whatnot. So I figured I'd fix it while people are watching. I should say I hope I can fix it. There's not normally much that goes on with these. I haven't used it for like 2 years, so it really didn't surprise me when it didn't start. I think you're gonna find there's some dust on the eye. There's an eye in it. It came up with a code that says it's not getting fuel, but most of the time you see these in yard sales all the time for sale. You buy them, and you can normally bring them home, take them apart, clean them, and they'll work again. Blow the dust out of that. It's a rubber grommet, so it just sticks back in the hole. If the sight, it's like a regular furnace in your house, there's a sight glass. If it doesn't see, yeah, another thing that's going on is, see if I get some WD-40. Where it's set for a couple of years, the fan, they turn hard. It's aluminum, got the galvanized in aluminum shaft. Yeah, see, that's better already. While I get the cover off. I'll be very surprised if this doesn't start by just doing that. I could be wrong, but. Got that onboard thing that tells you, oh, it will spit a code. It's got a half a tank of fuel, says it didn't. Most of the time you could clean them. I almost guarantee this is going to start right up. Put this original down with some liquid nail that I had, and now I gotta tighten on wood glue. Basically, I'm gonna put another piece of this down, and then I'm gonna put a piece that's finished on one side, will be the top, and then I'm gonna clear coat it with just gonna use a polyurethane, but I think it'll work pretty good. I also want to show the bottom. What I ended up doing down here is this, I got a bunch of 1.5 inch, 1.25 thick oak boards. Better than buying lumber. It'd be pretty rugged too. I put the last sheet of plywood on, which is, I wouldn't say it's sanded, but it was a better piece. I wanted urethane this one heavy coat, just so for chainsaws, drip oil, or whatever, it's easy to wipe up. I went to Home Depot this morning. They had this can that was all beat up. The kid took 20 bucks off, so it was like 24 bucks. But he said for what I was doing, I'd be better off using the floor stuff, so I'm going to give it a shot and go from there. The battery went dead earlier. I ended up hanging a light off the top. A lot of people probably wouldn't waste their time doing this, but I just think it would be easier to two-stroke oil and stuff like that, and the chain oil that's going to leak out of the saws when they're sitting on here. Be a lot easier to wipe up. I used the polyurethane on the garage when I built it. I think I built it back in like, I want to say 08, 09, or whatever it was. I might be way off on that, but I think it was 08 actually. But I built this out of pocket, this garage, when the kids were young. I didn't have a lot of extra money, so. But it's yellowed since then, and then I was told the other day the water-based stuff doesn't really yellow, so that wall's always going to be two-tone. Not that I really care, but I might give this one more coat tomorrow, we'll see. Kind of built in the back shop I have. I kind of built a bench, probably heavier duty than this, but I wanted something I could put my, I got a 48-inch brake I put on it, and I wanted to be able to put a vise on it and like change the universals and the dry shaft, clamp it to it without worrying about, you know, sometimes you gotta really pound on them. And I built kind of the same thing. I think I used 3 or 4 sheets of plywood like this. Good little last drop for this. Alright, we got the workbench done. We've been organizing, but it's been over quite a few days, so I didn't record it all, but we got a lot of the stuff in here. We still got some stuff that we got to bring in, but the chainsaws are all in here. We ended up having, I'm going to keep the power brooms and stuff under there, but pretty much the end results, I want all my small engine stuff in here. We might also keep the little BX tractor in here. But we'll show you a little bit where we organized. still a work in progress. We still got over here, but I got a bunch of grade 8 bolts. What I found by cleaning things up and organizing, I've probably found $200 or $300 worth of grade 8 bolts that I bought when I broke something on the job. You bring them back and just throw the box, but we're trying to organize all that too. But put a new vise on this one. So this saw is going to get sharpened. That one, this and that pole saw what we used during snow. We had a lot of what we're getting for snow in this part of New Hampshire this year is bending trees right over in the road. So you got to cut them in the morning before you can even plow. So, but we're setting up. I'm just getting organized with all my Honda oil. These are all my Kubota filters for all the Kubota products I own. Extra plugs for the snow blowers, chainsaws, stuff like that. But I want to set up so if I call and I need something on a job site, my wife or my daughter can come out here and grab it. This one here, like I said, I bought these because I bought them after the Christmas rush. 2 of them have dents in them, but I bought these cheaper than I could probably build a bench, but it gives you a way to organize things. But this is all the lighting for my tractors and my trucks. New cables for the breakaways, stuff like that. Stuff that you either break or goes wrong, but this is pretty much an electrical setup for all electrical stuff. Reflectors, all my pretty much electrical stuff's in here to fix everything. This one here I ended up setting up with all the hydraulic hoses that normally break on my excavator, the Fisher plow stuff, fittings that go bad. I try to keep all the stuff that's on the plows that breaks. So you lose a bolt or something. The only problem I ever have with Fisher plows is once in a while you'll lose a cutting edge bolt, they rattle out. But I got extra cylinders, all the pins and stuff that go to the tractors, Fisher plows, and anything that normally goes wrong I like having so I can run home and fix it. Then with some of the older style Fisher stuff, once in a while we'll repair something for someone else. This cabinet here has got all the different transmission fluids and stuff like that we need for the trucks and whatnot. That one there is set up for if I need to plug a tire or something to get by the day. All the that type of stuff's in there. This is all the fluids, like if you have a leak in the plow or you break a hose when you come back. I try to keep, I do use Fisher stuff sometimes, but I've had real good luck with this. It's for minus 50 degrees, so it works good. But same thing, the grease, anything I might need on the road in an emergency, my daughter can come in here and find it. So pretty much a little more organized. This will probably be the first project we do. I basically got this last year from a customer. I kind of want to repaint it, put some new stickers on it. They haven't really upgraded these dethatches. This one looks old because it is an old one. I'm going to guess this is probably 80s, but it works good, it runs good. My son-in-law put a new carburetor on it last summer. I don't do a lot of this anymore, but once in a while I'll get a call where I go in and I'll give a house a facelift so they can put it on the market to sell, and I'll do everything from lawn care to fixing decks and whatever's there. So I will use this, but same thing, I want to get this restored, keep it in here out of the weather. I lied, my first project is going to be fixing the window I broke. So, and over here is all the oils. I run Mobil 1 synthetic in all my trucks. I know in my Ford Super Duties it makes a big difference. You can run that 5,500 miles, it comes out as yellow as it went in. These are all the chains of the different saws I have. I try to keep extras. So if I get on a job site, once in a while we'll get on a site where we gotta, I have a couple chainsaws. I call them the ones I keep to stick in the dirt, because once in a while on the lakefront you're not allowed to dig a stump out, but you can cut it out. So some of these chains are just beater chain. I call them beater chains, but I keep them. I do sharpen them, but that's why they're all separated. I also made shelves up there that organize rims and stuff I've kept. So when I do get back into the restoration of the older trucks and stuff. So this is the shop that we do most of the work on the trucks and whatnot. Right now I got a personal project of mine in here, so it's tying up the lift. This was stored in that front garage, but we're going to try to finish it this winter so I can drive it this coming summer. This shop's kind of messy, but this is the real me. You know what I mean? I'm not normally super organized. So, but this is the shop that we work in. something breaks down, it's gonna be hard now because this is tying up the lift, but normally we try to keep this garage open so if a truck breaks down. I'm somewhat organized. I keep clamps and hammers hung up properly. In the other room though, we'll show you a workbench. That's the reality of this. This is a lean-to off this garage, but this has got a little of everything in it. That's probably about going to wrap this video up. We got a lot of organizing done. We still got a long way to go, but hopefully before spring we get it done. Another thing I want to show is this sign. I had this sign redone. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have in a backdrop. This is one of my original. This was done the same way my original sign was from the 90s. So I put that on the wall. The other signs are stuff my daughter paints these. Some of them are painted. But you'll see behind me, this is where I'm going to start doing my videos when I talk about business or do repairs on small engine stuff. This will give me an area to sit. But you'll see more stuff go on this wall because pretty much I'm gonna, anything I feel is a good product, I want to represent it behind me. So you'll see stuff that I've had good luck with, like Fisher plows and stuff like that. I don't mind putting it on, you know, I think it's kind of cool. My daughter likes doing the painting stuff anyways, and there's enough sunshine for everyone's my big saying I've said for like 20 years now, so that's why she painted that. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me grow this channel. Thanks.